This isn't what many people think of as a typical day at the beach,
7.
but it is for these guys. They're high school students and careers in science interns at the California Academy of Sciences. It's a multi-year education program for budding scientists. Today, interns like Jasmine Petway are on the hunt for something hidden beneath the sand. And that's these little guys, the Pacific mole crab.
What exactly do you have right there?
This is a big sand crab. It's 26 millimeters.
Wow.
And it's a female without eggs.
We get to go out and dig for sand crabs every Wednesday, and I've been doing that for 2 summers now.
And if that water looks chilly, that's because it is.
The water's pretty cold, but I mean, after a few minutes, your feet kind of get numb and then you get used to it.
Christian Paz doesn't mind braving the cold in the name of research.
Oh yeah, for science, everything's worth it.
Their job here? To find out how healthy the sand crab population is along the stretch of coastline.
Crabs may sound boring, but especially off the coast of California, they actually play a really big role in the ecosystem.
They're at the bottom of the food chain, so they are really super important. Sea lions eat them, birds eat them.
Surf perch is the top predator in this ecosystem, but over 90% of its diet is these sand crabs alone. So this could affect the entire food chain if they are wiped out or anything. Right. And so by collecting this data, we want to do it not just over 1 year, but over many, many years, so that we can have this record of data.
Gigapath.
During the summer, interns take 50 samples a week. First they do a transect to narrow down their study area. Then it's down to business. Kylie Wong and Hadrian Kwan
The tidal height,
are project supervisors.
2 meters and rising.
We take these, what are called cores, they're just a little cylinder. We dig them into the ground, and when we haul these cores out of the ground, we sort of sift through all the sand we find, and we look at the sand crabs we collect.
Oh, there are so many.
They're doing 2 things.
9R.
Measuring how big they are, and also determining if they're male or female.
So what do you have right there?
So here we have a sand crab with eggs. So
Wow, it's bright orange. So those are all the eggs, right?
Yep.
And so is it a good thing to see these eggs? I mean, then you know that they're reproducing and right?
Yes. It's generally the sign of a healthy population when you find at least a few females with eggs.
We have to measure every single one that's above 10.
Eric Godoy manages the Careers in Science program and makes sure these guys have the tools they need.
And what's great about these youth is that they're so engaged with science and doing so much to really understand the natural world around them.
It's not a study that happens overnight. The Academy's been keeping tabs out here for 8 years and counting.
What's critical to a monitoring program is we're seeing what changes are happening over a long period of time. And in that time, we've noticed up until actually this year, a really big decline in the number of sand crabs.
This year, we haven't found many. A couple years ago, we had found 10 of these a day, each week.
It's time to pack things up at the beach, but the work doesn't end there. Next, it's back to intern headquarters at the Academy to make their findings official. They enter all their stats into a Sandy Beach long-term monitoring database. It's a project of the Farallones Marine Sanctuary Association.
So this is very important data that we've been able to provide for many other institutions.
That data gets put into like the larger picture, and so it's kind of cool that like us as youth can contribute to like the scientific community.
After that, they're still not done. Next up, it's a turn on the Academy floor, where interns educate the public about climate change and global warming.
That's actually one of the major parts of our, what we talk about on the public floor, what interns are basically taught to teach to a lot of visitors.
One of the aspects that we think is important for the Careers in Science program is to really educate these youth about climate change and the impact that it has on life.
It's really good for kids who might be from the city and they might not know of these problems, but they come out and they learn a lot, and so they're ready to teach other people about them.
So whether it's inside or out, their mission is to explore, explain, and protect the world around us all.
The more information we have, the more we can really understand about the world.
And our goal is to propel them into that science career, and it's fantastic to see them get so engrossed by the process of science and by really doing a lot of the activities that professional scientists would do.
And also it's really good for youth to be involved because this is what's happening to us, and I mean, it might sound corny, but we are the future.
And as the saying goes, the future is what we make of it.